Hi, everyone, and welcome to The Balancing Act. I'm Olga Villaverde.
And I'm Montel Williams.
Today, we are kicking off the new year with ways to manage your debt.
And healthier options when it comes to feeding your family.
Also, we are going behind the mystery of Fragile X syndrome, a genetic disorder that can cause learning and behavioral challenges.
And it all starts
right now.
Right now.
Let's do it.
There you go.
Today, how to manage our debt. With the right tools, it's easier than you may think. Here with more is Jade Durham, Vice President from Trinity Debt Management. Welcome to the show.
All right, thank you for having me.
All right, so it's a new year. Timing can't be more perfect, right? Because most people just want to become debt-free. How can they? Can they?
They can. You know, a lot of financial trouble comes from credit card debt. People are overwhelmed, they don't see an end in sight, and they're probably only able to make the minimum payment each month. So they never see their balances go down. You know, Trinity offers a debt management program. This DMP is a solution. It allows clients to consolidate their credit cards regardless of how much they owe into just one manageable monthly payment. But it also lowers the interest rates and stops fees.
So DMP, how does it affect, I guess, first the credit score, and how does it work? Let's start there too.
Right. So right from the beginning, clients see immediate relief. You know, they've stressed, they're overwhelmed. They call in and talk to a certified counselor, and we go through a completely free analysis of their financial situation.
So you lay everything out.
Yes. Clearly, they can see, you know, what they owe and have a plan for how they're going to pay that off. Enrolling then in the debt management program, it's not a loan. Clients just make one monthly payment to Trinity, and then we disperse individual payments on each of their accounts every month until the balances are paid in full. So that's the key. I mean, staying current, having a positive payment history, and ultimately paying in full is going to show positive on your credit report. And this isn't like a debt settlement program or bankruptcy, which in both cases are very damaging to your credit.
So with that one payment, which sounds great and totally doable, can you really save money?
You can. People see relief from the very beginning. You know, right now, studies are showing that Americans have about $6,000 in credit card debt. If you just make a minimum payment every month, it will take you 18 years to pay that off and cost you $16,000. Wow. So you started owing 6 and you pay back 16.
That's crazy.
That same debt, if you enroll it in a debt management program, is paid off in only 4 years and cost only $7,700.
Oh my gosh, what a huge difference.
Huge difference.
And that could help so many people out there. Speaking of interest rates that are happening now, okay, because we know they're fluctuating.
Right.
That does vary, right?
It does. You know, the unfortunate thing is so many people aren't even paying attention on their credit card statements how much interest that they're being charged. They don't see the balance go down, and that's because the minimum payment, a significant amount, just goes towards interest.
I always like to hear from people that are going through the process, and I want to read a quote from someone who went through Trinity, and this is what she writes. "The primary benefit for me was relief from the stress I had been feeling." Ugh, that stress. "I was making only minimum payments on several high-interest accounts, and I really didn't see a way out of it. When I reached out to Trinity, I was helped immediately. So now, knowing I have a plan has truly made me calmer." I mean, that's just great. She doesn't have a lot of stress. She's calm. She can enjoy her life.
Exactly.
What a great thing you're doing.
She has a plan, right. And that's one of thousands of people that we work with. So certainly if your debt has you down, we should talk.
I love it. All right, if they'd like more information, where can they go?
It would be trinitycredit.org/thebalancing-act.
Appreciate your information and all your time.
Thank you.
And of course, if you want more information, so easy, thebalancing-act.com. Safe to say, when it comes to feeding our families, we all want meals that are delicious, nutritious, and, very important, economical.
And nowadays, more and more people are looking for plant-based options.
I am. You are too, right?
Sure, absolutely.
I love them. So today, Pino Di Cerbo, Zoglo's incredible food corp chief culinary officer, is here to show us how to incorporate their products into our weekly breakfast, lunch, and even dinner plans.
Right.
Welcome.
Well, thank you very much for having me. It's
Thanks
great
for
to be
being
here. Great to
Tell
be
us
here.
a little bit about Zoglo's.
Absolutely. Well, Zoglo's is a innovative food company that's been producing meatless alternatives for over 25 years.
Wow.
Now we've taken those years of experience and our knowledge about the product and about non-GMO ingredients and meshed that with new age technology to create a new era of plant-based products that offer taste, texture without compromise.
That's important. Taste is important. Okay, it's got to be good, texture, and it's got to be economical. Okay, so
Yes.
I know you've got, we're going to talk about Zoglo.
Yes.
You've got a lot of recipes, so
I
tell us
do.
what you've got.
So just to show you what we could do with different burgers is not only just put it between a bun. I've used our mushroom burger to make this mushroom bruschetta. It's absolutely fabulous. This is a one-pot meal right here. It's our meatballs with sweet potatoes and broccoli. It's one of those one-pot dinners that everyone loves. And here is one of my classic dinners, isn't it? It's a cutlet parmigiana on pasta. Wow. Right?
And that's plant-based?
This is a
I
meatless
know.
chicken cutlet.
That's great.
And the best part about this, anyone can make this in less than 20 minutes, cost you less than $20, and you could feed a family of 4. And this just shows the versatility of the product. This is an Asian stir fry that we've done with our beef style strips. And I'm actually going to demonstrate how easy it is to make this product. All right. Now, what I love about the product the most, and I'm a chef, and I come home just like everyone else after a busy day, and the kids got to go to hockey or piano, and we have to get something on the table that everyone loves.
Right.
That's delicious, affordable.
It looks just like real meat.
It really does.
The way it sizzles, and what's nice about this, it's going to caramelize like real meat does, and give you that texture and that flavor because it absorbs all the other flavors that you're putting along with it.
Got it.
And so making Zoglo's product, this is where it really resonates with me because as a dad, as a busy parent, we have to get something on the table that everyone enjoys quickly. So doing this, it's so convenient. From the freezer into the pan, whatever you don't use could go back into the freezer, toss it up with any
So you don't
ingredients
have to
that
thaw it out or anything?
Don't have to thaw it out,
Love
and that's the convenience of it as well.
I was reading here also, low sodium, no cholesterol, no trans fat. This is lactose-free, non-GMO. Hello.
And we've listened to our customers when they ask us for all those things. We want something that tastes great, that's low in saturated fat and in salt, that's high in protein, that's easily available, that's easy to cook, and is versatile. So we've listened and checked out all those boxes.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna make a really quick sauce, okay? So it starts off with some soy sauce. These are all ingredients that you have in your pantry right now. Soy sauce, some hoisin sauce. Okay, look at all these flavors in there. We're gonna add some lime juice. And since we have the juice, why not add some lime zest? And I like things a little spicy.
Oh, me too.
Right? So here is some sriracha, some spice.
Caliente.
Mucho caliente.
Mucho caliente.
I like to add that, and this is some 5 spice in there. Give that a whisk, and we've just created a sauce right here that we're gonna add once our beef strips are cooked. Okay, this is our sauce. Now we're gonna add some more ingredients to here. And can you just smell that?
It smells fantastic.
Beautiful.
And we just got started.
A little bit of garlic.
And some ginger.
Of course, any vegetable one wants, right?
Any vegetable will work.
I like broccoli.
Yeah, I would do broccoli.
There you go.
I'm a non-pea guy, but that's all right.
And that's how easy it is, and that's how easy it comes together. And that's another reason why people choose Zoglo's. Our sauce goes in,
That seals the deal for me.
and there you have it.
That's like 6 minutes.
Right?
Not even. That's
Right.
fantastic. Are you going to place it over something?
Absolutely. So I have some noodles here. This could easily be placed on rice noodles or rice, or even on like some mashed potatoes, which my kids really love to do it that
Absolutely,
way.
yeah.
You don't even have to tell the kids it's that way. They won't even know.
Absolutely, no.
I've made many dishes in my Italian cuisine where I've used our Zoglo's, and you'd be tough to notice the difference of which one's meat and which one is plant-based.
Wow.
Okay, let's finish this off real quick with some final garnishes.
Presentation is important.
Presentation is important. Some lime
It really
and
smells
some
good.
cilantro. And there you have it, folks. Quick and easy dinners, 20-minute meals, 20-minute meals that costs under $20 and could feed a family of 4.
20 or less.
I gotta tell you, I mean, I love meat, but I do love incorporating plant-based meals, and this is a great option for me.
For sure.
Love it. For our viewers who'd like more information, where can they go?
Please check out our website, zoglos.com, and we have a ton of wonderful recipes and also tips and tricks in the kitchen, and products will be coming soon. By the end of June, you'll have them here in the U.S. where you can find them.
I've got my eye on those meatballs.
Absolutely, I do too. And, you know, if people want to get more information, of course, they can go to our website, thebalancingact.com.
Okay, I got a fork for both of us. Come
right,
on,
let's
let me
give
see
it a
that
shot.
plate over there.
Let's try it.
Ooh, here it is. Look at that. It is an inherited genetic disorder that is associated with a wide range of symptoms, including learning and behavioral challenges and intellectual disability.
We'll be learning more from Dr. Tamar Goldwasser. But first, let's meet Alana, whose 11-year-old son has this disorder.
We're going behind the mystery of Fragile X syndrome.
Like it's this light bulb moment, but it was also this very slow reveal of, aha, those cousins in Atlanta have it, and now we're being told that we are carriers of it. We have to do a lot more research. I always wanted to be a mother. I couldn't wait to have children. Our older son was born in July of 2009, and I think it was that night that I turned to my husband and said, okay, let's do this again. Our second child, Yaron, was born in January of 2011. As he was developing, we started to notice that he was not quite as fast at developing as his older brother. We definitely weren't seeing him engaging with others or finding joy in the same ways that we had seen in our other child. Even as the signs started to become a little more clear, we were definitely in a place of denial. So around the same time as Yaron's first birthday, my youngest sister was pregnant, and her midwife did genetic testing. My sister called one day and said that I'm a carrier for this thing called Fragile X.
The Balancing Act spoke with OBGYN and medical geneticist Dr. Tamar Goldwasser to learn about this genetic disorder.
Fragile X syndrome is caused by a change in a gene called the FMR1 gene. Within the gene, there are a certain number of repeated building blocks called trinucleotide repeats. Anywhere from 55 to 200 trinucleotide repeats in your FMR1 gene, you're considered to be a Fragile X carrier, and you have a pre-mutation. Carriers of a Fragile X pre-mutation do not have Fragile X syndrome, versus a full mutation is when you have 200 or more repeats within that gene and the entire gene is turned off. Boys are generally more severely affected than girls, and patients from all walks of life, all ethnic groups, all populations can be carriers for Fragile X. Individuals with Fragile X syndrome can have intellectual disability, learning issues, behavior issues, features of autism spectrum disorder, and can also have some classic facial features like a prominent forehead or a longer face. Other medical issues come up, such as recurrent ear infections and even anxiety.
After the family met with the genetic counselor, Alana was tested for Fragile X through her OBGYN and discovered that she was not only a carrier, but had the mutation on both of her X chromosomes.
At that point, Yaron was 14 months old, and we got a blood test for him. Our pediatrician called us, and she was crying. We could feel right then how sad she was to tell us that Yaron had Fragile X, that his repeats on the X chromosome were over 200, kind of in an instant. The hopes and the dreams that you have for a child just came crashing down. When we hung up the phone with the pediatrician, both of us crying, I turned to my husband and I said, I'm so sorry. That guilt in the moment was so much. Of course, my wonderful husband immediately hugged me and said, "No, this is not anything to be worried about, to be sad about, to be guilty about. This is our beautiful, incredible child."
Female carriers of a Fragile X premutation have an increased chance of experiencing primary ovarian insufficiency or premature menopause. They might see changes in their menstrual cycle and experience infertility at a much younger age. Both male and female carriers of a Fragile X premutation have a chance to develop something called Fragile X-associated tremor ataxia syndrome. Patients in their 50s or 60s develop issues with balance, intention tremor, and can have cognitive decline and may have features that look like Parkinson's.
So we wanted to have a third child, but we wanted to reduce the risk of having a child with the full mutation of Fragile X. So we knew we would have to do IVF with PGD. One of the other parts of being a carrier is having what they call FAXPOI, which is Fragile X-associated primary ovarian insufficiency. And so that door closed for us, which was obviously very hard. But again, we were able to then say, let's throw our energy into what we really need to do, which is taking care of the two children that we do have and being aware of the issues not only for Yaron, but also obviously for his older brother.
Diagnostic testing for children with Fragile X syndrome is important.
It can help parents and healthcare providers figure out what services might benefit the child the most.
Fragile X can be inherited from people who don't have symptoms, which is why carrier screening should be offered to all patients. From a women's health perspective, knowledge is power. And secondly, if you are pregnant and learn that you might be carrying a child with Fragile X syndrome, it can help you decide, where will I be delivering this baby? What services are available in different neighborhoods? And what insurance policy to take. If you're experiencing infertility due to ovarian insufficiency, testing for Fragile X carrier status should be part of your workup.
So this has become a huge part of our family. There are 3 sisters. We're all carriers, and we've had 8 boys between us. And in addition to my son and my nephew who has Fragile X, almost all of the other boys are carriers as well. The real part of the mystery for us was my mother's father, my grandfather, who died in 1992 of what was diagnosed as Parkinson's disease. It really was Fragile X-associated tremor ataxia syndrome. So all of a sudden, the family tree is starting to open, and we're wondering, if we had known back then, how would life be different today?
Having carrier screening is a big decision, and it should be done with the guidance of your OBGYN or a genetic counselor. Counseling is really important, both pre-test and post-test, because learning the information can take a while to process, both emotionally and intellectually. In my experience as an OBGYN and a geneticist, there's no avoiding that feeling of sometimes guilt, and no one chooses what they inherit from their parents, and we don't choose what we pass on to our children.
So Yaron is 11. He's in 5th grade. He can spell. He likes math. He likes to sing. There's certain patterns and comfort and routine. And as long as we stay in that, we're okay.
If your child is experiencing developmental delays, you should speak to your pediatrician, who might offer genetic testing or send you to see a specialist. If your child receives a diagnosis of Fragile X syndrome, it's really a team approach. The pediatrician, the family, and specialists all work together to take care of the children.
I think the more you can know and you can advocate and you can make decisions that are based on knowledge and information, the better. And really being able to think toward the future and how this moment in time and this awareness is going to shape our future generations. It's a very powerful thing, and it's really a gift.
For more information on Fragile X syndrome, visit discoverfragilex.com, and you can always visit our website, thebalancingact.com. We'll be right back.
Well, thanks so much for joining us today.
Remember to head to our Facebook page, like us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, and visit thebalancingact.com to enter our latest sweepstakes giveaway.
Because I always say you might just win something.
That's right, you gotta play.
All right, look, stay safe, love and family viewers. We'll see you next time.